Good evening, YouTuber subscribers and friends and alike. It's Grant coming at you from Poinet, Wisconsin. I'm in the newest wheels this week. 15 passenger, including the driver, bus, and the handicap section in the back. It's May 14th, 2026. Show you the outside. Gotta do a walk around anyway. And the story of what happened the other day sometime when I get back in there, I'll tell you. So, this, every bump I hit, it's doing this now. Which, I mean, it's supposed to do that to go open, which that's good to know that the thing don't lock on it. It's like trying to come halfway open. Every bump I hit, it keeps going up and up, and if it goes past a certain point, then the interlock system in there won't engage in out of park. And it opens up. And I don't know if that's just loosening up now, or I'll tell you what happened the other day at a different McDonald's. Drama City, man. So, I don't want to give out the location, but it was somewhere in Ohio. I was at a McDonald's, and I had to stay there for another hour or so, researching online how to get this interlock system to release, because all of a sudden it quit doing it. And anyway, I'm not going to start it now, but it basically, you can't put this in gear unless you're actually hitting the button on that side too. For the people who don't know how to run a city bus, that's their hidden lock unlock thing right there. Probably shouldn't show in the video, but there you go. You have to push that at the same time you unlock the gear. So if you didn't know, now you know. That wasn't the intention of this video though. But anyway, I'm hitting that button and trying to get it into gear, and it wouldn't do it. It would just sit there and park, and I'm like, oh great, potentially my trip's over, whatever. I go back into McDonald's and I sit there for an hour or so researching on the internet all the different things, and may have to pull a fuse, and I already tried wiggling the steering column up and down and blah blah blah. And this light indicates flashing if something is wrong with any of the doors. I'm not all too sure what this one does. I think the red one is on when the handicap lift gate is out, would be my guess, is what to tell you not to drive with it out. If that is open, or the back door that I just showed you is open, it'll flash green instead of solid green. Solid green, you're good, and then the interlock system will work for you. But anyway, I'm in that McDonald's trying to figure that out. I come back out here and I play with the back doors, because that's one of the things it told me to do. I played with the back door. I noticed the handle was not straight up and down like it's supposed to be locked. It was at that halfway point I was just showing you. And so I figured that out. I went back over here and shut the door handle. Went back in here, and sure enough it went into the gear. So then I went back into that McDonald's and got me a nice coffee for the road to hit the road with, since I'm now an hour and a half later. And as I'm doing that, they also had interviews going on at the time for hiring in McDonald's or something. And the big black manager lady that was doing the interview started laughing and pointing at me, and I can't remember what she said. Oh, you finally figured it out, huh? I used to be a city bus driver of that type of bus, and so when I took the trash out and I was showing the corporate people or whatever the stuff, I switched her handle on purpose, just to do that, whatever. She admitted to it, basically. Standing there with the iced coffee, and I thought, well, you know what? Mess with me at work, I'm gonna mess with you at work. So I turned my iced coffee upside down, squeezed the thing so the lid would come off, and just let all that iced coffee land on her interview table. Spilled all over her notebook, like she had a notebook full of stuff spread out. There was no computer or nothing, but it was, stuff she was taking notes with and reading questions off of and whatever for their interview. And I told her it kind of sucks when somebody messes with you at your work, huh? And then, of course, they threatened to trespass me and the cops to come and all this crap, and I left before any of that happened. But they were trying to get my plate and get the cops after me and all this other fun stuff, because she can dish it out, but she can't take it, so to speak. And I didn't do anything else other than spill the coffee on the table on purpose to mess with her at her job, since she wants to mess with me at my job. So that happened, but the thing is, the reason I'm making the video now is every single time I stop now, I have to go back there and wiggle that door, and I don't know if she broke it. Doesn't feel like she broke it. She might have just loosened it up or something. But I didn't, I did not have a problem until I got to that Ohio McDonald's, and now every time I stop, I have to go back there and tighten that back up, and shut it, and I'm thinking about considering taping it just temporarily to get it to where it needs to go, and then when I deliver the bus, I'm going to tell him about the door part of that being loose. Not what all happened with it, but the door part being loose, and I don't know if she broke it or what, but I find it coincidental that she messes with the unit, and then every stop after that I have to go back there and tighten that up. I don't know if she bent something or broke it or but this whole video is just a continuous reminder, and I made 3 or 4 other videos like this. Don't touch other people's property. I've seen videos where somebody parks like a jackass or whatever, in between the lines or not in the lines, you know, and some anal people come along and can't stand the fact that the guy ain't in the lines, and so they go and take a sticker or a couple stickers and put it on that person's vehicle and potentially ruin the paint on their vehicle or the window or whatever. Don't touch people's property. You know, they might be feeling entitled, so to speak, parking the way they did, but you can confront them like a normal human being should. Walk up to them and say, you know, you should probably not park like that, and give them your 2 cents if you want to do that. But people aren't even man enough to do that anymore. They got to go out there and buy a sticker that you can buy on the internet. I don't know who thought of that. Some anal guy thought about it and sold it on the internet to the other anal people or something, you know, and I call them that because they got to stick up their butt pretty good. You know, I hate to say it like that way on the YouTube video, but don't touch people's property. And it rubs me the wrong way when people touch other people's property. I mean, this isn't my property, but technically it's in my care at the moment. You know, the 2 things in life, you know, the stealing from people, steal from corporations if you want to steal from corporations. I'm not saying that's a good thing to do either, but steal from companies or corporations if you want to or whatever, but don't steal from other people. Don't touch other people's property that is not yours. These are basic things I learned when I was 5 and 6 years old, that, you know, you learn to share with your stuff that you get with other people equally. You learn not to touch other people's property that's not yours. I mean, the basic things that you learn as a kid that they're not even teaching these days or something. I mean, yeah, she just thought it was as a joke or whatever, but it's not really a joke when now I'm having to deal with that door every single time I park. You know, her little joke didn't go too far, and it could just be because it's the first time somebody played with it. It could be that she bent something. I don't think she broke anything. It feels like it's still stiff there. Maybe they can take the screw, the door part of the handle or whatever, and screw it in tighter. And I say that because this mirror on this side, I had to stop at O'Reilly's and borrow a wrench and tighten that down because the thing wasn't put on tight enough in place like it should have been. So there's a potential that the back door was not screwed in like it should have been either. And then I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but there's a bunch of screws in here that I found all over the floor. So potentially they didn't build it all the greatest either in the back chassis part of this bus or something. I don't know. Maybe those are extra screws, but I'm thinking it's from the zillion screws they put in here. They just, when they dropped them, they left them or something. But I mean, pick up after yourself, you know, you half-ass work. I think apparently goes into the whole bus. That's a different story altogether. I'm just raging on today. I'm just saying that's what happened the other day. Bigger black lady decided to pull a prank on me or something. I don't know. Which, you could do it while I was out there at the bus and then be like, check this out or something, instead of, because the weird thing was during that hour that I'm sitting there researching what the hell's wrong with the bus, why it won't go back into gear, she came by a couple times and asked me if I need something, if what's up, you know, what, kind of like, why are you here type of thing, because she knew what was going on. That's the most irritating thing about it. So I don't feel sorry whatsoever for turning the coffee around. It was $1 coffee on special anyway, but $1 iced coffee, and I just spilled it on the table and be like, well, not so funny when people mess with your job, is it? No, and I hate to be that way, but it's the only way you could teach somebody who's already an adult, man to man. If that had happened out by my bus, you touch the door handle of my bus, I'm gonna make you touch, you know, the door handle of that bus with your face, so to speak. You know, I hate to say it, but It's just so irritating to me when people can't keep their hands off of other people's stuff. So if nothing else you take from this video, please stop touching other people's stuff when you're not entitled to it. Anyhow, share this video with anybody that you acts like a brat or an entitled, person like that maybe didn't get taught as a kid. Share this video with them. Maybe they'll learn something from it. Like and subscribe. Hopefully I made good content, and I'll catch you in a flip. Peace.